When people talk about race in America, they treat white and black as if they were natural, unchanging truths. But history shows something different. Whiteness was invented in the 17th century as a political strategy to divide. In 1676, Virginia erupted. Nathaniel Bacon led a multiracial coalition of poor farmers, servants, and enslaved Africans. For a moment, their unity revealed the terrifying power of solidarity. They burned Jamestown and challenged the governor, exposing class tensions at the colony's heart. Poor white farmers shouldered tools and anger, driven by debt and dispossession. Indentured servants and stevedores labored at the docks. Their grievances fed the unrest. Enslaved Africans marched alongside them. This multiracial uprising threatened the ruling class. The rebellion left images of fire and chaos etched into colonial memory. The governor and elites faced confrontations that shook the colony's foundations. Hands clasped in solidarity, an image the elites could not tolerate. So the ruling class rewrote society, turning race into law to divide the poor. New statutes and court rulings entrenched lifelong slavery and elevated Europeans, no matter how poor. Land deeds and muskets were handed to poor Europeans, symbols of a new whiteness privilege. Land grants formalized that legal elevation. Even the right to bear arms became a marker of status for poor whites. Courtroom decisions punished whites differently than blacks, cementing unequal treatment. Shackles and shipping manifests reveal the brutal machinery of enslavement. Printed colonial statutes made racial hierarchy official. Where once paths overlapped, law forced them apart. Divergent lives enforced by design. A wedge was driven between workers, ensuring they would not unite against exploiters. 2 decades earlier, Elizabeth Key's case offered a brief, fragile promise. In 1655, Elizabeth Key sued for her freedom, citing her English father and Christian baptism. A court agreed. Key won her freedom and remarried, a startling legal victory. Her baptismal record and petition became proof, and that proof scared the elite.
It is the decision of this court Elizabeth Key shall be free.
She married and tried to build a quiet life, temporary freedom that soon came under threat. Colonial lawmakers closed the loopholes, reshaping law to preserve slavery and racial division. The colonial elite rewrote the law, making whiteness into a legal category. They changed the rules. A child's status would now follow the mother. Baptism and Christianity no longer protected black people from enslavement. What followed was a rigid system of lifelong slavery across plantations. This history isn't distant. It shapes our politics today. Legal changes entrenched a racial hierarchy that still echoes in institutions. Whiteness functioned to divide workers, then and now. Policies still pit people against each other under the guise of order. Immigration debates are often framed to stoke division, not solidarity. The carceral system disproportionately cages black and brown bodies. From voter suppression to closed access, division remains a tool of control. And yet acts of resistance persisted. Elizabeth Key sued for her freedom. Her case joined a long legacy of petitions, litigation, and mass movements for rights. Abolitionists and civil rights leaders built multiracial coalitions for justice. The past calls us to choose division or solidarity. Whiteness wasn't natural. It was created as a political weapon. Removing that wedge requires organized, cross-race solidarity. History shows unions and alliances can overcome engineered divisions. Mirrors of history reveal recurring patterns and the possibility of change. We still carry markers of that division in our communities. If whiteness was invented, it can be dismantled. Stand together, organize, vote.